This is St. Louis on the Air from St. Louis Public Radio. I'm Elaine Cha. Unless you're a legit Luddite or in total isolation from the outside world, there's no escaping it. Holiday shopping season is up on us. Trying to figure out what to get and where can be overwhelming. So adding the question, who's going to benefit from the dollars I'm spending, might not occur to us as a consideration that makes matters better. But it might do just that if you decide to shop small and local. That's something many entrepreneurs are counting on this Small Business Saturday. And here to talk with us about a community event organized to encourage small biz patronage in St. Louis this weekend, we have Lisa Potts. Lisa is Vice President of Delmar Main Street, which focuses on revitalizing the Delmar corridor. Great to see you again, Lisa.
You as well, Elaine.
We also have Dallas Holland, a self-identified serial entrepreneur. Dallas is the force behind 6 businesses in St. Louis, including Beyond EDU and Beyond Sweet Kitchen and Bar, which will soon open in the Delmar Makers District. Dallas and Lisa, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here today.
So, Lisa, let's start with some of the benefits. Other than getting unique gifts or experiences for the holidays, what do consumers get out of supporting small business?
Well, they get an opportunity to support people that are locals. Most of those small businesses actually live in the very neighborhoods where those businesses are located. So I consider those people to be my friends now. They're my neighbors. And so you're supporting somebody's household. Mm-hmm. And those dollars stay in community longer as opposed to when you go to, a big shopping mall.
Mm-hmm. Dallas, how is it that those dollars stay in?
As Lisa said, they're supporting the neighborhood businesses. It's a huge difference when spending your money with a small business versus, let's say, a mall. Small business, you see every dime. You're appreciative of every dime. So it helps build a small business. So that within itself is huge for the community.
Mm-hmm. What is the first business that you started with?
Oh, gosh. That'll take us back really far. I guess my first main business would be City Limits Cafe, which was located at 2665 Gravois in South City.
Okay.
I was 20 years old.
Wow.
And I've always loved to cook. And somehow the opportunity fell in my lap, and I opened the small cafe, and it was semi-successful. I did pretty good, but I was a little kid, so I was learning. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have made the mistakes that I made with that business, but that was my first baby.
Yeah. If any of you are listening and went to that cafe, we'd like to hear from you, and we'd like you to join our conversation. What small local businesses are your favorites for gift items and services, whether it's for winter holidays or at any time of year? What makes buying from small businesses different from purchasing goods from chain or big box stores? Give us a call at 314-382-8255. That's 382-TALK. Or you can send us a tweet at STL On Air or email us at talk@stlpr.org. Now, we talked a little earlier about consumer benefits. On the business owner side, Dallas, Small Business Saturday is meant to be an alternative to shopping at major retailers on Black Friday, which is the day after Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And as a small business owner, what are your biggest challenges when it comes to reaching new customers? And does Small Business Saturday really help?
It does help, but I guess the challenges are exactly that, getting the consumers to come in your area. They go where they're used to going, to the major malls and major sales. So just making sure that your business stands out and you're doing something to pull people in, I think is the key to being successful on Small Business Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Is there something that you have done that has been particularly effective?
A lot of times you have to give something away to wheel people in.
Absolutely.
And it can be a loss to the business, but it can also make for a great end of the day, you know. So you're doing something to bring them in, you know, free coffee, free gifts for the first so many people. And these ideas will bring the people in. And once you get them there, you got to keep them there and sell your store.
Yeah.
So.
And how much does word of mouth make the business go?
Oh, gosh, word of mouth is a lot better most times than advertising.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, word of mouth is something that we talked about the last time you were here.
Yeah, because it's about personal relationships.
Yeah.
And so when you asked what's the difference between shopping at a mall and shopping local, I don't know those people in the mall.
Yeah.
And I may go to the mall once a month, and it may be somebody different every time. But if I'm shopping at that local business, I know that business owner, and that business owner knows me.
Right.
So when I go to the local restaurant, they know what I want to order before I open my mouth. And I love that. And the only time I have to say, oh, I changed my mind, I'm going to get something different today. But they already know what I'm going to order. And so you can't pay for that type of, communication.
Right. Well, speaking of knowing who's running the businesses, one of the things that is happening this weekend with the expo that's part of the Small Business Saturday for Delmar Main Street is a contest or a competition. And besides those holiday goodies, that competition is going to feature a pitch contest where 4 local small businesses will be competing for cash prizes. Lisa, tell us a little about these businesses.
Yeah, so it's actually 5 businesses, and we were approached by the St. Louis Metropolitan CRA Association, and they was looking for a partner. They wanted to do a pitch competition, and they said, well, hey, we'd like to partner with Delmar Main Street for that you're doing your expo, and we'd like to do a pitch competition. So we started, putting an ad together on social media. We got 100 applications from small businesses that wanted to apply, which was amazing.
Very
so
good.
then we had our financial partners kind of narrow those down, evaluate those, and they ended up with the top 5 finalists who would have the opportunity to pitch for up to $5,000. So in no particular order, we have a Peaceful Home Health Care, so something Dallas will know a little bit about. Miss Keisha Jackson is the proprietor. Ann's Roots Microgreens Farm, Melody Tuxon. And if you guys are out there listening, hey, call in. Heydays, Keisha Mabry Haymore, Picky Eaters, Paris Rollins, and a Point of Surrender Dance Studio with Erica Hill. So they're all very different businesses, but the bank partners that evaluated these proposals saw something in these particular businesses that they wanted to hear more and felt that they were deserving to compete for the cash prizes.
And how many businesses threw their hat in the ring?
100. Yeah,
Wow.
100 applied.
Okay. And Dallas, you are going to be judging the pitch
I am.
competition. What sort of opportunities made it possible for you to get your businesses off the ground that you see this competition also fostering?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. I've received some grants in some instances and also help from family and friends. My very first business, as I stated, I was 20 years old. So at 20 years old, you really don't have much of a savings. So I had family and friends to chip in and do everything from resurface the floors to painting the walls. So I think this kind of competition is a great thing for the community because sometimes you just need a hand. You just need a little help. And I've needed a lot of help over these years.
Yeah.
So I think that it'll be amazing. I'm excited for the persons that are competing on Saturday.
Something that stood out with the list that you gave is that they're all Black women as
know
well.
what? Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that, the role of that Black women play in sort of this environment or ecological system of small businesses in St. Louis. Dallas?
I've noticed over maybe the last 10 years, Black women have been really instrumental in starting new businesses. I am the founder of Billionaires Girls Club, and that's what we concentrate on. We have about 45,000 followers, women followers, and the idea for Billionaires Girls Club is to hold hands with aspiring business owners and business owners, help pull them up the ladder. So it is a resource for business owners, and I think in the Black community, it's huge for Black women. We are kind of taking over the world, and I'm excited to be a part of that, And like I said, Billionaires Girls Club is just that. It's a huge resource. Like I said, we're 45,000 women strong, and we are helping with push your dreams, push your business, just everything as far as business is concerned is what we hang out and talk about on the Billionaires Girls Club page on Facebook.
And Lisa, how is it that a competition like this aligns with the community goals of your organization? Because it could be said, having a contest, it does not foster a spirit of collaboration, making them compete against each other. But
that's a great question. But you know what? I think it's just the opposite. It absolutely aligns with our goals and objectives, because bringing the businesses together in this way absolutely fosters relationships, cooperation. These businesses, I guarantee you, probably have never met one another before, but I bet you when they leave there, they're going to be friends. It's an opportunity to bring the businesses together, to offer them resources. While we have them all I have a captive audience, we have other organizations that are going to provide resources and services. Justine Peterson, our different financial partners, and they're going to be there to provide those resources to the individuals, because even though you didn't make it to the top 5, we've encouraged all of those people to still come. Like, come check this out, see what it's about, network, meet other businesses, because we want to do this again.
We're talking about Small Business Saturday in St. Louis with Lisa Potts, Delmar Main Street Vice President, and Dallas Holland, local and serial entrepreneur. Delmar Main Street is hosting a Small Biz Expo and competition this Saturday at the Delmar Divine. Now, Dallas, St. Louis often gets praise from business publications like Forbes and Penny Hoarder for being one of the top cities in the country to start a small business. What is it specifically about St. Louis that keeps small businesses and entrepreneurs here?
I tell people all the time, St. Louis is monopoly. I play in real estate a lot, and huge corporate cities, most of these mom and pop, your grandmother's old house is owned by a corporation. Your aunt's old neighborhood is owned by a corporation. Here in St. Louis, if you have the means and the finances, you can literally buy blocks and blocks and blocks if you can afford to do so, and create the neighborhood that you'd like to build. It's just, for some reason, it's easier here. It's not as hard to get a brick and mortar. It's not as hard to, like I said, buy property in neighborhoods. It's just monopoly, in my opinion.
So there is that part, I guess, that makes it easy to access or to find places to set up. Is there also something about St. Louis hustle that makes it?
God. Yeah, that's it. You just said it. You can't spell, what is it? You can't spell hustle without the STL.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. So it's something about it. I agree. I don't know. You hear so many negative stigmatisms about St. Louis, and the crime can be a bit much, but we're a smaller town, so it stands out more. The crime is just as prevalent in larger cities, but it's just something about building businesses and creating businesses in St. Louis, and the fire that's behind us that, it stands out. I've read it, like you said, in magazines, and I've seen lists where St. Louis is one of the top entrepreneur cities, and I agree with you. It's just the hustle behind it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also think that some businesses still need assistance, and so that's really why we exist, to bring people all together in one place, to provide those resources, to give access to capital, to let them know about why it's important to have a bank account and why it's important to have a relationship with a financial institution. There are still some people that are so busy grinding. I mean, would you agree? They're so busy grinding that they can't take the time to look up and realize, I need somebody to help me with my back end stuff. I need somebody to help me with marketing. And so what we try to do at Delmar Main Street is bring people together, get them to slow down just a little bit, so that we can give them the access to the resources that they need to help propel their business.
I agree. They don't really know the legalities. A lot of people are so busy hustling versus creating a company. So I agree with that, Lisa, wholeheartedly.
And Lisa, you had spoken earlier about how many different sources of information and support people will be able to access by attending this Saturday. But what else does, in particular, the competition add to the festivities and the celebration of community?
So what's great about the competition is that, again, it gives businesses an opportunity to sell themselves. It's that elevated speech, because they only get 6 minutes. So this is actually going to be super fun. They don't have 15 minutes to sit and talk about. They got 6 minutes.
It's like speed dating.
It's like speed dating, yes. They get 6 minutes to tell about their business and why they deserve this funding. And then they'll get the people in the audience will get an opportunity to vote as well, in addition to the judges. And it's an opportunity for them to sell themselves, because most of these businesses have never done this before. So they're nervous, but they're also really excited. And other people are coming because they also just kind of want to see this process, because they want to do this. And we have some people that work with us who compete on a regular basis. A friend of mine just went out of town and competed and won $25,000. And so you have to practice. It's like anything. It's all that almost can become a job.
Yeah. And Dallas, as you have been developing as an entrepreneur, have there been events or conferences or things that are similar to what Delmar Main Street is doing that have really helped you to understand how to focus what you're doing?
I haven't ran across anything like this. That's why I'm so excited. And, as Lisa said, it'll be great for this to be something that's done possibly annually. I think it is a huge boost for entrepreneurs. I haven't seen it personally, but I think it's amazing.
Yeah. Is there anything specific about what's happening Saturday that you are really interested in seeing?
Just the pitch competition and just hearing where their ideas came from and how they birthed the businesses. I'm so intrigued by that and anybody's story. So just seeing their businesses come to life and how this could be a benefit to their businesses is exciting to me.
So, Lisa, from the standpoint of someone who's been involved with sort of the organization of what's happening Saturday, what would make this Small Business Saturday a success from your perspective?
I'm looking forward to giving out the big checks. I think
the comically big ones.
They really are big. That's like so much fun. But what I'm looking forward to is people making connections. Yes. Like I said, we're gonna have 10 vendors there providing other resources for those small businesses. I want those small businesses to network with one another. We're gonna have them put on name tags so they can greet one another and talk about their businesses and share. And then the CRA Association plans on following up. So just because you didn't make it, we have all of those people's contact information. So now they're in our database. Now I consider them all to be part of the Main Street family. So when we do other events throughout the year for Small Business Month, Small Business Week, that's every April, and Money Smart Month in April, we'll have a database now that we can reach out and invite those small businesses to come out and do things to improve their business.
And as we close here, Dallas, is there an experience that you have had, maybe like an anecdote, that really reflects what it is about small business that makes you so committed to it?
I can only, lean on my own story. Like I said, being 20 years old and opening a cafe, just no knowledge, no information, gathering things via Craigslist at the time, and just building myself, just building myself and building that business. It makes me excited to see what, other people are doing as far as their businesses are concerned.
This episode was produced by Maya Norfleet.
Our audio engineer is Aaron Dorr. This podcast was mixed and edited by Aaron.
Our executive producer is Alex Hoyer.
St. Louis on the Air is a production of St. Louis Public Radio. Understanding starts here.
St. Louis on the Air proudly supports local artists by using music from Life Creative Group.
Do you find yourself regularly listening to episodes of St. Louis on the Air? Suggest us to a friend you think might enjoy our conversations, and leave us a review and rating on Apple Podcasts on the App Store. It's the simplest way to help people discover our show. Thank you.
St. Louis Public Radio is a member-supported service of the University of Missouri St. Louis.
Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association. Missouri produces wood pallets, railroad ties, white oak barrels, hardwood floors, and more. Details on the variety of products made in the state are at choosewood.com.